Welcome to MogulCast, where we uncover the stories behind the world's greatest business empires. Let's get into today's story.
On December 2, 2001, Enron filed for bankruptcy in the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York. Roughly 20,600 employees lost their jobs. Shareholder value collapsed. Retirement accounts were destroyed. Just 1 year earlier, Fortune magazine had named Enron America's most innovative company for the 6th consecutive year. This is the full story. And it is worse than you think. In 1985, Enron was born from a merger between Houston Natural Gas and Internorth, two relatively small regional companies. Kenneth Lay led the combined entity, headquartered in Houston, Texas. The early years were modest. Lay pitched a bold vision of energy as a tradable commodity, not just a utility service. Wall Street was skeptical. We will come back to one specific decision. It is the key to everything. Lay recruited a generation of elite financial minds, turning Enron from a pipeline operator into an energy trading powerhouse. The company expanded into natural gas, electricity, communications, and even pulp and paper. By 2000, Enron claimed revenues of nearly $101 billion. It employed approximately 20,600 people. Fortune honored Enron as America's most innovative company for 6 consecutive years. But not everyone was celebrating. Enron's rise seemed unstoppable. The company pioneered energy trading, treating megawatts like Wall Street treated stocks. Its trading floor in Houston became legendary. Executives were celebrated as visionaries. Analysts upgraded the stock repeatedly. Enron's market capitalization soared into the tens of billions. The company projected confidence at every turn. But behind the polished earnings reports, a very different Enron was taking shape. Enron's brilliance became its camouflage. The company mastered financial engineering so sophisticated that even seasoned analysts could not see through it. Special purpose entities, complex partnerships, and aggressive accounting practices let Enron book future profits as current revenue. Losses disappeared off the balance sheet. The stock kept climbing. Enron became Wall Street's darling. But not everyone was celebrating. Here's what the media completely got wrong about this. The fraud was not hidden in some back office. It was built by some of the smartest financial minds in America. The executives running the scheme were not amateurs. They were Harvard MBAs, elite accountants, and seasoned Wall Street operators. The complexity was the point. No one could question what they could not understand. Enron's accounting relied on mark-to-market, accounting, and special-purpose entities. Future contracts were booked as immediate profit. Losses were shuffled into shell partnerships named after Star Wars characters. Arthur Andersen, one of the big 5 accounting firms, signed off on everything. The auditors had become co-conspirators. Enron was reporting billions in profit while bleeding cash in reality. The gap was widening every quarter. By late 2001, rumors circled Enron like vultures. A whistleblower inside the company sent an anonymous letter warning that Enron would implode in a wave of accounting scandals. The CC launched an inquiry in October 2001. Enron restated its earnings, wiping out hundreds of millions in previously reported profits. The stock started falling. Employees who had loaded their retirement accounts with Enron stock could only watch helplessly. Arthur Andersen, Enron's auditor, began shredding documents related to the Enron investigation. Tens of thousands of pages of accounting records were destroyed. The obstruction was blatant. By November 21, Enron's stock had collapsed from over $90 per share to under $5. The company that had claimed nearly $101 billion in revenue was spiraling toward insolvency. Credit rating agencies downgraded Enron's debt to junk status. On December 2, 2021, Enron filed what was then the largest bankruptcy in United States history. Roughly 20,600 employees were eliminated. Retirement savings were destroyed. Shareholders were wiped out. Kenneth Lay resigned. Arthur Andersen would later collapse under criminal charges. And if you have made it this far, you already understand something most analysts completely missed. The Enron scandal permanently reshaped American corporate governance. Congress passed the Sarbanes-Oxley Act in 2002, imposing the strictest accounting regulations in decades. Arthur Andersen, once one of the big five accounting firms, was dissolved. Enron emerged from bankruptcy in November 2004 under a court-approved plan, renamed Enron Creditors Recovery Corporation. Its last remaining subsidiary was sold on September 7, 2006. Human cost was staggering. Thousands of Enron employees lost not only their jobs, but their life savings. Retirement accounts heavy with Enron stock became worthless. Families who had trusted the company were left with nothing. The executives who had engineered the fraud had already cashed out hundreds of millions in stock. The damage extended far beyond Houston. It shook confidence in the entire American financial system. Remember that decision we mentioned at the start? Here is what it actually cost. Kenneth Lay's decision to let financial engineering replace real business strategy destroyed everything. Enron reported nearly $101 billion in revenue in 2000. By December 2001, it was bankrupt. The decision to build an empire on accounting tricks rather than real value cost 20,600 jobs, billions in savings, and the entire Arthur Andersen firm. Enron claimed nearly $101 billion in revenue in 2000. It employed approximately 20,600 people. Fortune named it America's most innovative company for 6 consecutive years. The stock peaked above $90 per share. On December 2, 2001, Enron filed the largest bankruptcy due specifically to fraud in United States history. Arthur Andersen was dissolved. Congress passed Sarbanes-Oxley in 2002. Enron emerged from bankruptcy in November 2004. The real lesson of Enron is not about greed. It is about complexity as a weapon. When financial reporting becomes so complex that no one can explain how a company makes money, that is the fraud. Enron's smartest executives did not need to hide the truth. They built something so complicated that the truth became invisible. The next time a company is called too innovative to understand, remember Enron. Complexity is not brilliance. It is camouflage. If you want to understand how this pattern repeats across every major business collapse, the next video covers a story with disturbing parallels. That one is next.
That's the story for today on MogulCast. If you found this valuable, subscribe and hit the bell. A new Empire story drops every single weekday. See you tomorrow.